Okay, folks, got a new camera. How I got it now is another story, but come to that in a minute. It's from Bangood, and I'm actually happy with it, even though initially I had problems with all the different settings. But anyhow, I'm improving, I'm learning. Okay, it's a camcorder style. I will do a run around with my phone later on. I've done a few bits with it. Most of it is R&D, because there are a lot of settings in it, and working everything out is reasonable, just about reasonable. You have to do adjustments for indoors and whatever you're doing. But once you get the gist of it, yeah, I'm getting there, and I reckon there's even better than this to be had out of it. Because this is way up on what I was initially getting out of it. So, what has it got? Got a remote control that doesn't work. Now, I know it won't work with the wide-angle lens on. It says that in the book. But even without it, that's not working. I'm a bit annoyed about that. I might get onto them because I like to keep this. It's for what I do here. I reckon it's good. It's good enough. It's as good as what I have been using, which is no Samsung Galaxy 3 phone. I changed the battery. I tried 2 different new batteries in it. Checked its own battery. It was fine. There is a bit of an issue with that guy. No, this comes with its own microphone as well. What I like about this is you can plug in a microphone, which allows me to use a radio mic system, which is a cheap Chinese thing, but it works reasonably okay. There are various things will affect it, but okay, that's another story. This, if I had this on, it sits on top of the camera at this distance. It will record me at the top setting there. It has a few adjustments on it, and there's more looking around in the back of it. But it'll also pick up crows and things out there. When the swallows have arrived over the last couple of weeks, and they come in and out of this place like they owned it. Pick up those noises, which this guy doesn't once I keep the gain low on it. So there's that microphone, which I think is very good. Maybe not for this job. There's that with it. Nice little bag for your camcorder. It has a wide angle lens with it, and I've that on now at the minute. It adds a little bit to it. Doesn't give you super wide angle, but it definitely works. There's that. You then get a USB cable, a HDMI cable, and the thing itself. The thing I like about it, one of the main things I like about it, it's one you can charge while you're using it. At the minute now, it's working off a power bank. It's got a touch screen. It's got Wi-Fi. Now, I'm having a bit of an issue trying to control it with the Wi-Fi, but that's something I'm just going to have to work at. I only have this, 24 hours plus a bit. Okay, how do I get it? Now it has 4K, 3K, 2.7 or something. It'll do 1080p. Definitely does it at 60. I'm using 60 at the minute. I think it does a 120 as well in that. Once you start getting up into the Ks, you're looking at 30 frames per minute with very good quality. The trouble with YouTube is you start sticking that stuff up, and I don't. They downplay it. Anyhow, that's a whole other story. The Wi-Fi, I still got to get a grips with that. I might be able to control it from my phone by that working, for stopping and starting. But others, I've got to get up and get over there. Now, without the wide angle, sometimes that thing, and sometimes only probably twice out of a couple of hundred fucking attempts. Okay, how do I wind up with it by accident? Yeah, that's a good one. This particular one, or at least something very similar, seemed to be the same advert, came up on GearBest a couple of months back. So the specs were good. The specs are good on it. I put it in my favourites there, and I get emails from both these crowds and others on a daily basis practically. So about 3 weeks ago, this cropped up on Bangood, and again I had a look at it. I thought, yeah, it's the same one. Yeah, it's okay. Had a few issues about it. That's why I didn't buy it, there and then. But I put it in my favourites. So about 2 weeks ago, I had maybe 6, definitely 5 items that I wanted to get, and one I was in a bit of a rush about. So last week then, Thursday, Friday, practically everything arrived bar the bloody thing I was trying to get my hands on, and there was a second box. So I kind of knew the other box, but I knew by the size of it, and I just opened it. Yep, that was what I wanted. That's fine. So I looked at this, opened this box, as in took the covers off it, and I'm looking at it. I said, Jesus. I initially thought, are they being nice to me? Are they giving me this to do a review or something? But then, I mean, I don't have many followers. You could count them on at least 2 hands. I went back and I checked my order. Yes, I'd ordered it. I remember the evening I was ordering, I was under pressure to I was going travelling. I was in a hurry, and I had a moron ring me on the phone in the middle of it, and I was on the phone, and I was getting that click, click, click. I'd obviously clicked this bloody thing as well, because I do remember at the end when I did my PayPal end of it, I thought, oops, these things are costing me more than I expected, and that was it. I knew I needed everything that I'd ordered. Hadn't realised I'd clicked this bloody thing into the basket as well, just not paying attention. So it arrived. Now, why I didn't jump for it first day? Main reason, no maker's name. There's all sorts of stuff about the 4K and the 30 megapixel, 16 zoom, night shot. Yeah, that night shot I was fitting with it last night. Yeah, that's interesting. Wi-Fi, all that sort of stuff, and 4K, and it's 2160 4K, which is pretty alright. It's good, like it's actually very good. It's good. Stick it up on the TV. It looks very good. So I thought, well, I'll try it. So the first few bits I did, I had everything set on auto. Yeah, it was pretty okay. So I started fiddling with it then, and yeah, I discovered there's definitely more to be had in this. It's just because the problem is, if you could do these adjustments while you're watching something on the screen, it would help a lot, but it doesn't work like that, unfortunately, not that I can find anyhow. So you just do one thing at a time, and you'll do item number 1, and you Evo and all these other fucking things that you can adjust around with, play around with, plus and minus and all that, and try it, have a look, yeah, go back, go farther, to go on to the next one, yeah, and you wind up going back to one you did before and having to change that maybe another way. Yeah, It's a playing around game, but I'm happy with it for the price. Now, I checked last night. I think they're up. I can't remember. Is it $130 or $140? It was it 115 or something? I know it worked out in euros about 102 euros. 102 or 103 euros. And it's bang for the buck. It's the best thing I've come across so far. Definitely. It is what I've been using all along for my other videos. Was an old phone of mine, the Galaxy 3, which I thought was pretty alright. But then the problem with that is when you put it in a bloody holder with all these fucking buttons on the side, you're hitting things and this. Yeah, but this is good. Like I say, you can charge it while you're recording. Now, it's on the power bank at the minute, and there'll be a bit of a hiss in the background, but it's not, it's easy enough to deal with. Now, I have a problem with this radio mic anyhow. A lot of electrical things, if I turn the other way around here now, some of these electrical things here will give you static on the thing. But yeah, I'm very happy. Now, what I'm going to do, something I haven't cracked yet, but I was trying it with this, recorded a bit, then tried to join it onto a bit I'd done with my phone. And if I set that up for MP4 output for YouTube or something like that, it's fine. But then when I try and mix it with something from my phone, for some reason or other, the whole thing goes south. And I've tried out 3 different bits of software. That's something I'm going to have to, there's obviously some way of sorting this thing out, and I'll do it one day. So what I'll do this time is I'll put up 2 separate videos. I'll put up part 1, part 2. So after this now, I'm just going to go around with my phone and record the camera itself and the setup that I have. And that's it. I am happy with it. I'm impressed with it. Yeah, the fact there's no maker's name. You know, if somebody isn't putting their name to something, I'd be dodgy about it. You know, I mean, if it said, it does say made in China, but if it said manufactured by Paddy Wong or Mickey White or some fucking thing like that, I would have more faith in it. But I'm pleasantly surprised with this one. Now, the last one that I got from them, but that was an action camera, indoors, because light coming through the skylights, light coming from various windows, and that as you went around, it could change and you get haze and stuff. I've no problem with this. Like I said, I was running everything auto initially, and I found, yeah, that Evo, you got to play with that one. And there is, what's the other thing? It's about lights or something as well, and you got to mess around with that. And then there's this brightness and darkness and saturation and constipation and all sorts of things on it. And playing around with those makes a difference. I'm sure there's more to be had in this. So the last few adjustments I did now, I just started writing down notes on it, and eventually get to where I get more time with it will probably help as well. But as I say, pleasantly surprised. So that is my 50 cent on that. This one, I will put a link down below. I could definitely recommend that camera, and I think even if you have to pay $140, let's say, you're looking at 110, I suppose, 110 euro, somewhere like that. I don't know to get less than that. No, yeah, just, you know, work it out. I can recommend it, but you got to spend a bit of time fiddling with it. That came so close to going in the skip. Of course, the other thing was, it's so like the thing I got from the US, which was a fucking disaster. That's the story. I don't want to even go there. I lost a whole pile of video that I was doing on the trick I had come up with for grinding the chuck jaws with the boring bar and a particular tip. Lost all that. You just couldn't use it. But I put a small bit of that up on the YouTube and sent them an email and said, look, have a look at this. See, can you tell me where I'm going wrong? And this is what I was asking. A fucking response back here, she's seen it. Take it down immediately, or we will have your YouTube channel closed. There's me with only a handful of subscribers. Fuck. That was, I went in the skip. A friend of mine has been messing with it since, and he spent money on it and he still can't get it working to anything kind of half decent. It'll record, but there's fucking white shade everywhere, and the audio is a disaster, regardless of whether I use this kind of a radio thing or even using its own thing. That had me kind of put off as well that time, but I'd say probably one of the best mistakes I ever made in all my life, that evening that I ordered that. Right, just allow it to go up as part 1 or part 2, and the other part will be done with my camera, just to show the camera itself and show the setup, the way I'm using it.